Hello and welcome. Welcome indeed to the Liquid Energy Conference for 2022. I'm Justin Sismey and I work for the HERO, and I would like to welcome people who are here but also people who are also watching online. And I also have my colleague as a moderator. I'm one of the moderators too, Pawel, who we'll hear from in a little short time. So again, welcome. To start with, we thought that we should give a little bit of background as to why you're here. Hopefully no one is thinking, why am I here? But we want to give just a little bit of background for this conference. And so, of course, the key words here are energy problems. And not just locally, of course, but we have this on a global scale. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about this background connected with energy. So firstly, one of the things I want to say is that the International Energy Agency tells us, and I hope this is not a surprise to you, that this is our first global energy crisis. And this is the result of a number of problems we've had over the last years, but it's affecting tens of millions across the world in terms of access to fuel for their homes. Prices, of course, have risen since 2020. I don't know if you know this, but prices have risen 5 times what they were since 2020. So, of course, this has added to the problem. And, of course, this year, the IEA has also told us that the Ukraine war has exacerbated this problem and has become the main factor this year for further increases in prices. It goes further. Gas has been cut to Europe by Russia by as much as 80%. And natural gas prices were rising anyway before because of after the post-COVID lockdown, where the need for gas or energy was outstripping the need was outstripping the actual supply, and of course prices have risen. It gets worse, I'm afraid. Coal prices have also gone up more sharply, tripling over the past year. There is a shortage of gas, means that many people have been trying to switch to coal. And of course, we're now talking about fossil fuels and the problems with the old kind of fossil fuels, if you like. Oil, gas and coal, there are shortages and price increases globally. And naturally, developed countries are the ones which suffer the most. Hundreds of millions of people in developing countries who were, and I say were, able to afford electricity, but because of price rises, many of these may no longer be able to afford energy. So, these are challenges on a global scale, and I've only really got the tip of the iceberg here. I think there are other factors as well that are causing this, but these are the main issues. But we have, of course, we're here in Germany, in Rostock. We also have our own problems, as do other European countries, but I just want to pick up, as part of the background, on the challenges we have in Germany. We had been too reliant on Russian gas. That's not old news. That's not new news, that's quite old news. And whatever policies and politics, we know that in Germany here we have to adapt and we have to change for the future. Some good news perhaps, LNG terminals are under construction with new contracts with non-Russian suppliers. Maybe not so good news, but necessary. Coal-fired power plants are being restarted and the nuclear plants that we have in Germany are continuing to produce energy into next year. Talking of LNG and the benefits, of course, we were discussing this as part of this conference. We have, of course, the Liquid Energy Conference. Now, I think Pawel is going to be talking a lot more about that later. Hopefully, I'm looking at him just to check that he does believe he is doing that. But in this sense, it's extremely timely with LNG because it's seeking to create new products and services using innovations, looking at unlocking markets. There's a lot more I could say here, but I think that I'll reserve that for my partner in crime. One thing that I was not part of it, but back in September there was a conference, or there was a gas tech conference in Milan, which I believe was attended by you, and we had many people who visited the booth there that we ran, and many talked about the fact to us that if we are to use bio-LNG as an alternative energy source, then we need the necessary microstructures. So in theory it's good, but micro-infrastructures are missing. And if households and micro-level potential users are to have access, then obviously the necessary infrastructure is required for this. I hope that provides a bit of a background as to why you're here. I hope no one's shocked about why they're here and you came for something totally different, but hopefully that sets the scene. We have keywords, and this is not an exhaustive list, but we've got keywords like adapting, alternative energy, decentralized energy supply, mobile and nano microscale technological solutions, untapped capitalization for potential target users. And there are many, many keywords that will come up over these 2 days. So these are some of the highlights of the context and background of being here. And in this context, we're all here and it's great to have you here. And we're hopefully going to be looking and listening and talking and discussing the related solutions, policies and technologies. So that's enough from me for the moment. Thank you very much. I hope that sets the good scene. And I'll hand over to my co-moderator, Pawel. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Justin. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, project partners, and all people that are interested in what we are doing. And indeed, Justin, you are completely right. We are meeting here today and tomorrow as a first group of people that focus on still untapped market. Everybody is talking about LNG, bio-LNG, and in the end of the day, of course, we know that there are specific applications. LNG is used as a fuel for trucks, lorries, or for ships. But nobody is focusing on the micro and nano scale of using of LNG and bio-LNG. And especially talking about bio-LNG, and I will talk a bit later about the background of our project, is something that should become in focus of companies dealing with energy supply, dealing with LNG, and also companies responsible for access to energy, especially in remote areas where there is no infrastructure. And this is the reason why we are working on this. And this is also the reason why we are meeting now, today, and tomorrow. Our role for the next 2 days is not only to talk about current situation, not only to talk about past. Our role will be to talk about opportunities, about the future. Also to talk about bottlenecks and chances, because we do see, as we are sitting here, we do see a lot of chances that bio-LNG and LNG can be also used in another way. And this is something that is a topic, and we are the first that are focusing on this, and we want to leave a footprint exactly in this area. So I hope you will enjoy, and I hope you will work hard. Today afternoon, after a plenary session, we will have a premiere of the worldwide first microscale, nanoscale LNG mobile refilling station. This will not be streamed, so I'm sorry to everybody that is online, but next time I hope we will see in person. And again, enjoy, and I hope we'll have a fruitful discussion.